Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the most Terran player out there in the red. It's Micro Jackson. It's ByuN's. But he's not alone. He's joined by the player ranked #1 in the world by Dark. It's the final boss. It's Dark. A best of 5 Terran versus Zerg Grand Finals. As we're going to start things off, Dark questioning the ongoing Reapers on a map that's essentially boxed into just the mid lane, or whatever our gracious translation in the comments was able to tell us. And while you're down there, be awesome if you could like and subscribe. And Jimmy, what are we... Jim, I know you don't speak Korean. 1,288 likes on this series, on this cast, on this finals. And I'll cast another one. And I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. As ByuN's is still on a mission to get Reapers nerfed again. He still hasn't managed to get them kicked out of the game. So he's going to continue making attempts with help of his protege, of course, Clem. But the Reapers, to start things off, I actually, if there are any Korean speakers, these two, I have a feeling that might not be the last comment between these two, as they've gone back and forth, especially in these weekly cups, both in-game and the more important battle, which is, of course, in the chat, because the most egregious offense, the worst thing you can do on the internet, of course, as you know, is not like and subscribe. No, it's to be wrong. Okay, if somebody is wrong on the internet, what you need to do is you need to tell them they're wrong. And you're right. And if you agree, well, you know where to go. ByuN's with the Reapers, but the Zerglings. There are actually 2 Reaper clips. So not just 1, but 2 employee entrances here. But there is no other way out. But, besides just bouncing all the Zerglings around. The amount of kills he's getting is absolutely disgusting here. But get off my point! Finally, the Reapers die. What is the tally? Actually only killed 4 Zerglings. So, it looked dramatic. It looked bad. It looked very exciting. But at the end of the day, Dark easily holds. He immediately mined through the mineral wall to the north. Crimson Court is already our tribute to Dwayne Johnson here. As you can see, they're not 4, but 8, but 12 sets of rocks on either side. 24 sets of rocks. And ByuN's gonna name each of them. What an odd time for a comment. As they both kind of sit back and build up. It doesn't really matter what that comment is, but what, are you gonna Nidus me? What are you gonna cheese by mining the mineral wall? Dark? You know what gets me? Is there's no response from Dark. It doesn't matter if that was an entire, philosophical question. It's been 30 seconds. If Dark was going to respond, he already would have. Which, remember, he hasn't said anything since that initial question. Honestly, I kind of like theory crafting it as much as actually knowing what they're saying. Because the lack of response, that's cold. But Dark not exactly known for being the, well, at least cosplaying an aggressive, cold-hearted player. And playing like one as well. Though, from my understanding, he's actually pretty chill and hilarious. But don't let that ruin your impression of it. Alright, the Banshee and the Zerglings are continuing with their archaeological work. And sometime in the next year or 2, they may actually finish it. So we'll keep you updated on that. The rock's halfway down the second set, but that's not going to protect the 4th base, which Dark just gives up immediately. Comes around the corner. The Stim Marines, they don't have +1, they don't have combat shield, but they do have their Stim packs. And honestly, that's really all you need. The Queens, though, will politely yet firmly ask the medevacs and Marines to remove themselves from the premises. Meanwhile, Banshee into the main. Banshee out of the main. You can't explain that. 3 more barracks on the way. Not barracks 5, 6, 7, and 8, but indeed only 3, 4, 5 here. That's usually you have your initial barracks production, which is 1 to 3, and then you go up to 5, then you go up to 8. Those are kind of the stages, the progression of how big your bio ball gets rolling. Well, one queen assassinated because, of course, ByuN's sitting on the edge of the creep, goes over the top of the rocks, and flies away. Well, and lands on the other side of things as Dark continues his side becoming main quest of making it through even a single set of these rocks. Hive is already in production. Dark? So, Overlord drops got a slight speed buff in the newest patch. I neglected to mention, we are on the new patch, which, a little bit cheaper upgrades for Terran. Widowmine, slightly less radius, a little more obvious on the field. ByuN. Now, I'm waiting for someone to make the Dropper Lords and then just use them as a fake. Because the Dropper Lord itself, you don't know what's in there. It's relatively cheap. That does seem like something Dark would do. It's not too much more expensive to jam a few Zerglings or even some Banelings in there. But Marines, of course, going to be able to deal with it. Another group of the Marines, well, the same group actually, working their way through. Targets 1, 2 queens down, trying to build up that kill streak. Almost gets a third, and that would unlock the UAV, which would be pretty sick. I think it's 5 for the Predator drone, so we're pretty far off that one, but... Another... I do love the actual aesthetic of this map, I love. I absolutely... Beautiful. The geographical layout, I'm a little torn up. And oh god, the Infestor. So the Infestor was nerfed. It takes more time to unburrow, but Fungal has slightly more range. It's also more obvious when it's moving underneath. But of course, Dark is already out here. His creep isn't extended far, so there haven't been many scans. The Marines and tanks, he knows he can't unburrow. That's just so many Marines here. There's an Ultraless Cavern on the way, by the way. Also, the vision of the Infestor underground was nerfed as well. From 10 to 8, which still seems quite high for a unit that's literally underground, but... Oh, looks like a Baneling drop was attempted. Didn't really find much. Zerglings into the natural. Zerglings, oh my god, they hate the rocks so much they're killing the ones at the natural. But that does blunt the effect of this attack. Meanwhile, ByuN is moving... He's using the rocks as a siege tech location, making it very difficult for Dark to actually engage this army. But ByuN is just kind of losing his third. He doesn't have a fourth. He's down 19 SCVs. And pretty much all he has is this tank push. Dark is still holding on to his bases. 2-2 is about done. If there was ever a time to try to break out, it's going to be right as these upgrades finish up. The Queens tanking some of the tank damage. Infestor underneath. Pops up. Gets a Fungal. Not the most subtle use of the Infestor I've ever seen. But it gets the job done. Or does it? As there's still plenty of Marines, and now they've got their 2-2 upgrades. ByuN doesn't care too much about his economy, as long as he has enough to continue producing those Marines. The rocks finally go down to the Banes. The Ultras are trundling through. They don't have chitinous plating. Paper risks here. The Marines themselves could potentially take them down, and most of the Queens have been taken out. A Burrowling is denied the third, but the Ultras are targeting. Down goes one. Still a set of rocks. Chewing through the Marines here, though. The Queens from the back will heal them up, but the tank hits so hard. The Marines on the chase. It's a little sad to watch the... Oh, he leads into it. Another Ultra pops out of the egg. Don't ask how that works. And the Queens and drones on the run. Finally gets rid of the burrowed Ling. ByuN able to put so much pressure on. Finally chitinous plating. 4 more Queens. The budget medics here for the Ultras. And Dark... He's had a tough time dealing with the push, but he has gutted most of ByuN's economy, and he interrupted a lot of the production. Though ByuN is starting to stabilize back at home, if Dark can't hold on to his third base, he's going to be on an even economy against a... Woo! The Baneling's getting a surprising hit. Not used to seeing that many Marines die to just a couple Banes, but the Ultras are hunting down the boys, and the boys are on the run! Ultras on the other side of the map. They take the secondary lane. Looks like the first hatchery is going to go down, but there aren't too many to spare. The tanks, the SCVs are here. Is anywhere safe from the Ultras? Chewing through the back line. The SCVs pulled to the front. It's not enough. More Ultras. Chitinous plating completed. Tanks cleared up. And it was a brutal exchange, but I think Dark got the better end of it, and he's got 69 drones left over, which is a nice enough economy for him to potentially close this out. But that supply is not looking particularly amazing. ByuN, though, lost 23 SCVs in that engagement. He's got 3-3 on the way, but at the end of the day, the problem is all he has are Marines. Well, Marauders and Liberators in production. But he doesn't have ghosts. He doesn't have ship weapons upgrades. He doesn't have that many tanks left over, and he doesn't have the orbitals, the satellite, I'm trying to come up with like a clever orbital thing, and I completely bombed it. But he doesn't have 10 orbitals. He has 3 orbitals, which is significantly less than 10. You can check my math on that if you'd like. And that means he doesn't have the ability to just scan and drop mules and anything else he wants to do. So that makes Infestors dangerous. He's got one more push coming up the center lane here. Venn diagram of freedom from the Liberators. But Dark goes down the left side. Gonna hit the Widow Mine. Connects, but it eats a Zergling. The Queens. Ladies, hold! Hold! Some of you may die. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. And Dark takes game number 1. A hectic, chaotic, brutal, but relatively decisive match, as Dark is able to chew through. Wow, the Ultras finding a lot of value there. I haven't seen Ultras kill that many SCVs. They drove the SCVs out of the third, across the map, and then called in their friends to completely slaughter them, which is pretty hardcore, but Ultralists aren't big on subtlety. Oh, and here we go again. Dark. Well, ByuN starts it off. And I do appreciate those translations for the aspiring, well, not aspiring, but for our Korean fans out there. I know that one. He's laughing. And now Dark, he won the game. So now he's willing to have a conversation. And ByuN, probably not super hyped about it, but he's like, well, be a little hypocritical. Yeah, did you think you could speak? Well, if I had made ghosts, you would have been so screwed. It's essentially like Dark just keeps leaving ByuN on red, alright? Sees the message, just refuses to respond. Which is, yeah, on brand. Thank you, Jimmy. Gold bases here on Dynasty. Of course. They both went for it. And Dark took it on the inside here. Also, of course, Dark putting his favorite player's portrait around his bases there. Dark. Now, the big issue with this is Reapers exist, and that is indeed a mineral wall. So I don't know what Dark expected. Well, yeah. I can only imagine what they're discussing now. But my imagination is probably able to take an educated guess about what race is favored by things like mass rocks and mineral walls. Could it be the one with self-healing units that can run away and jump up cliffs? Could it be the one with a speed-boosting healing unit that flies? Could it be the one with the longest range artillery? Or is it Zerg? I'm sure Dark has his opinions. Well, one Reaper effectively denying at least some of the money. He killed a drone, which is certainly not ideal. Probably the most expected Roach Warren is on the way right now. And it is a pre-4-minute Roach Warren, which means he wants to do something with it. It's not just sit back defensive. Well, like, yeah. The Queen can stand by and throw her knitting needles at the Reapers and Hellions, but he just can't mine from, like, there's no real solution there. Maybe try diplomacy, Dark. How about that? The Terrans and Zerg have gotten along so well. Wow, he repeats himself. Ain't that some shit? Or the Korean colloquialism. Huh. Well, yeah, I'm not... I was wondering if Dark had some sort of plan in mind, taking this gold first. It appears his plan is just lose a bunch of drones to Hellions, which, in my opinion, not a great plan. I'm not an expert, but usually I prefer not to lose all my drones for free. Just throwing that one out there. Looks like he's gonna try the same thing. ByuN, does he have a siege tank? No, he's been building Hellions, and he doesn't have a Banshee either. So he might have a taste of his own particularly salty medicine here. Yeah, the Queen, the guardian of the gold. Oh, one Roach. Well, now two Roaches into the not the natural, the third, the low ground base. Well, they're both low ground bases. I'm calling this the natural. All right, I don't care. The gold base is not the natural; it's the gold base, clearly. So they're both... I can't believe ByuN didn't just build a Banshee. That is the part that's crazy to me. He's just got a bunch of... Well, and then you're like, well, he built a bunch of Marines. Which, yeah. The armor on those cocoons, though. Meanwhile, the Hellions will roast some more drones. The Queen itself looks like her watch has ended. Oh my, incinerated. Meanwhile, the boys are pulled. They had a taste of Zerg blood in that last game, and now they want more. Or at least revenge. Dark keeps transferring drones into the Hellions, which I do have to continue to comment is not ideal. It's suboptimal. Okay, a Roach. Probably should have led with the Roach over here. Alright, well, somehow... Well, ByuN almost got away with everything. Dark! Oh, nobody seems very motivated this game. And down goes an Overlord. ByuN has +1 in armor. Dark does not have speed nor upgrades. He's got Sloaches. And sling. No, wait, does he have Zergling speed? No, he's got slings. He has no upgrades of any kind. He's building 9. Oh, he's just done. It feels like Dark just checked out of this game. Oh, it's over already. Like, that's not even close. Like, yeah, it just 100% feels like Dark just checked out of this map. Like, I call him like I see him, and right now this was an absolute unmitigated disaster from pretty much start to finish. And... well, hello! Okay, well, he's targeting the drones. He gets a dozen. So let's see. He killed 14 drones, 13 Roaches, 2 Queens, and an Overlord for 11 Marines. And technically we're counting the 2 Hellions and a Reaper. I don't know. He's not dead. Well. Yeah, Dark. This is... Huh. He's gonna do some one Ravager harass. There is a siege tank, though. What a save. Gonna try to go over to this side. Maybe he can't see me over here. Hey, it might work. Gets 2. If Dark pulls this back, this is one of those games that it's much more on ByuN to screw it up. The supply is incredibly misleading. As roaches are some of the least efficient supply. That's why it's so easy to max out on them, but still have so little strength in your army. They're all about quantity, and have very little I can't, that's still happening. All right. He's just dancing around. Hey! Heard you was talking shit. And outdropped 16 Marines. Well, Dark has 1-1 done, and apparently a supply lead, though he didn't get roach speed, which... not great. That's a pretty big mistake. And the draw, oh my god. It just keeps happening. Oh, let's drop a clock over here. And then, and then he's gonna come back, and watch this, watch this. Then he's gonna pick it up, and he's gonna go to the other side. Or I guess he goes toward it. It doesn't really matter at this point. 2-2 is about to complete. Oh, he drops back out. The medevac staring down. Yeah, I bet you wish you could heal units more efficiently. That ain't gonna work. Gets it all. Unfortunately, the main attack is here. The roach is trying to come down. The tanks, enough of them intact here. ByuN not even really stutter stepping. There we go. As he absolutely slaughters the entirety of the Zerg. I just want to see the cost effectiveness. Oh my god. 2-2 versus 1-1 slow roaches. Yeah. That'll do it. Well, that did not go nearly as well as game number 1. Wow. The Marines stand tall. Dark, I don't think, like, he's about to go on Google Maps and give that a very angry review. And then translate it. Just to make sure. Well, reviews it on, even worse, reviews it in-game. One of the 6 people to ever review the maps. Did you know in-game in StarCraft 2, you can review... you might know about arcade games, but you can also just review, like, maps. Oh, here we go. But I'm pretty sure we're getting a review here. We're on Oceanborn, which is statistically Terran favored, but so inoffensive and standard that most players will let it through the veto process. Oh, he gave him the double dot. Once again, ByuN starts the conversation, so... Well, yeah, that's a lot. And a response to a double dot, too. It's one of those. Typing. Typed it, and then put a question mark on the end. I didn't mean to make it a statement, okay? I didn't say like and subscribe. I said like and subscribe. For realsies this time? I mean, X. Oh, that has to be an emoji. So, this is part of... I've talked about this before, but it's noticeable when you're talking to... I think it's gamers in general, but StarCraft and RTS players specifically. I've had it pointed out to me in the past. The style of typing of getting like half a sentence to a sentence out and then throwing that one out there. And that, while annoying for the normal person to read, actually, I don't know how Zoomers talk nowadays. Back in my day, you just typed like a normal person whenever you had the opportunity, unless you were... Anyways, moving on. So, this is why. For those of you who type like that and might not understand why, or have met people who type like that, well, I don't need to know what they're saying to know why they're talking in essentially incomplete sentences. Because you gotta make sure you build your depot, you gotta make sure you build your SCVs, you hit your drones, but for these players, they could... Oh my god. Oh my... Dick. You dick. That poor K? ByuN's asking a lot of what I'm assuming are passive-aggressive questions. Not again. No. I think Dark may have successfully baited him into losing his Reaper. Wow, Dark is just building Zerglings. Like, a lot of Zerglings. Oh, wait. The Reaper's supposed to die at me. Okay. Dark is just not having it today. This is... He's playing this like ladder games. Like, these are just throwaway games for Dark. If it works, it works. Usually he does some crazy stuff, but like, this is just lazy. And it's so late, it might just work. If he just keeps one on the like, he just built a bunch of Zerglings. Like a Platinum Leaguer. Like, he's just in the main. Close the door, ByuN. Get that Marine out of there. He's just gonna win. What is this? What is this Metal League gaming? Hello? You can't let the Zerglings in. They're not sending their best. All right? They're gonna murder your SCVs. That was the dumbest build. It's not a build. He just held down the Zergling key. Let's dispel with the idea that was some genius. That was literally just Dark raging and putting Zerglings out there. And I think ByuN may have missed it because he was too busy typing. Now, did that do enough damage? He killed 10 SCVs. He shouldn't have killed it. Maybe the ones on the low ground, but killing the Hellions and the SCVs, that's way too much damage. He's gonna hit him again. He's got money banked up for roaches. Round 2. 3 command center. I see it. You see, Zergs, I've always thought it was kind of, what's the technical term? Bullshit. That Terrans think they could get away with 3 command centers every game, like a default build. Okay, like, you can just build 3 command centers and just get away with it. And Dark has been one of the players who has punished it most successfully in the past. Now, usually not by just, like, slipping the Depot Guardian, like a crisp $5 bill, and then slipping in with the Zerglings. But, just in general, things like Roach and Ravager pushes. ByuN's just doing like a Hellbat push behind this, which I'm surprised because the armory is now only 50 gas, so significantly cheaper. The Hellions are on the wrong side of history here. The Roaches are actually coming back to defend. The Zerglings get in again! Okay, he closes the door this time, but... And GG! Hi, this is a disaster. Oh my. This is one of the most amateur series I've ever seen these two play. At least so far. I mean, this is the finals of the checks notes. North American Weekly Cup. Of course. Which means they beat everyone else, including any North Americans, to get here. And then they're like, you know, this is entirely unfounded, with no basis. But I wouldn't be too surprised if these two, like, had an agreement that whatever they play in the finals, they just split it 50-50. And the prize pool is hundreds of dollars. I believe 200 and 100 for first and second. But, like, that is not... Dark has won over $1 million. ByuN's not too far off, so... They're just using this as essentially their advanced Discord conversation. XD. Okay, I need... Jimmy! Hire a translator! Yes, we'll pay them real money. Well, or at least we'll pay them like a pinned comment. On... And thumbs up and like the heart thing. No, the heart doesn't give them anything but a feeling of pride and accomplishment. Just... Well, here we are, Alkione. Another older map, but it still checks out. What is this command center first double gas? ByuN over here just interrogating Dark with all these questions. Are you gonna build Zerglings again? You gonna just hold down the Z key like a skilled Zerg player? A move, which there's a lot more to it, but I feel like what was supposed to be a StarCraft 2 cast has turned into a dramatic interpretation of the weird pro gamer vibes that these two are giving off. Oh no, another double dot. Last time he did that, a bunch of Zerglings got in his base. I mean, it wasn't immediate, but... Command center first. Dark sees it. You greedy... Yeah, and he has a lot to say about it, too. Oh my. There's just one Marine. That's not enough Marines to defend against more than one Zerglings. Dark just built like 6 lings. Well, now, you'd never expect me to build 2 more Zerglings. Oh no. We're gonna kill a couple. I don't think it's gonna do terrible, terrible damage this time. But like, he's losing SCVs. Which is not... Like, this kind of negates the value of going command center first if you lose 2 SCVs to Zerglings. Because now you have no opportunity to slow down their economy. He's actually... He didn't lift over to the reactor. Oh my god. Oh my god, he microed the Zerg! Ah! Oh! Dark! Throws it out there. And that is the equivalent of a laughing emoji in Korean. You see, that one comes up enough, I know it. So, Dark just held it down. XDDDD. Oh my. Which, the actual Zergling micro there, it's not going to have a huge impact on the outcome of, or like the physical state of the game, but the emotional state of the game, the emotional damage that Zergling inflicted, just catastrophic. Roaches, but slow. This is like defensive roach team. Here, I don't know why I make it sound weird and dramatic, but Ravagers. All right. Wait, why Ravagers? Why not? He's gonna spend his gas. It's kind of odd choice to build 3 Ravagers with it. Makes it look scary. Is he actually just gonna attack? I mean. So weird to build 3 Ravagers. I guess maybe he's scared of Liberator? I don't. That's a lot of gas to just spend. The 6... Well, there's a Banshee. Yeah, that's usually why you don't build the Ravagers unless you're doing all-out attack, is because you've just delayed your lair, any upgrades. Like, that was 225 gas. Wow. 3 Ravagers are 225 extra gas on top of the roaches. It's a lot of gas. So, and now what are they doing? For something like Banelings or Ravagers, ideally you're using them the second you morph them. Otherwise, that's money you could have invested in upgrades, and anything else. Because those Ravagers don't appreciate in value over time. They're just Ravagers. They just exist. We've all been there. Do you ever feel like you don't appreciate in value? I appreciate your values. I'm gonna say it. So like and subscribe. All right. Thank you. Well, if you made it this far, you seem to enjoy the commentary. I'll admit, this has been one of the most confusing and unexpected, but somewhat entertaining for... Okay, he's just losing a bunch of drones. Well, thank you for watching. I feel like this series itself deserves, like, a direct interview with these two. Like, sit them down. What are you doing? Like, what is going on here? That tank isn't walled in, right? Right. I'm just projecting. Infestation pit on the way. 2 more hatcheries. There's a changeling who is denying the Hellions. Hey, what's up, boys? You guys hanging out? Ah! ByuN realized for some reason he didn't have the watchtower, and it took a moment, but... One. Finished up for the Bio Army. How many Marine? Does he have Combat Shield? He just started it. Seems a bit late to have Combat Shield finishing with your 2-2. I think he forgot Combat Shield for a bit there. I might have just missed how late the stim was, but... yes, the landed Viking to deny the old landed Viking to deny the gold-based strategy. Pretty decent DPS. And wait, oh! Pops back up. But because the Viking was there, the roaches had already moved over to deal with the medevacs. The Banshees heading in towards the natural. The Queens have something to say about it. The double drop at the back. 82 drones, he can afford to lose a few. Obviously, not ideally, but... They're both at full economies. Dark trying to set a new record for how late he gets Zergling speed while going... Oh my god. Like... Well, the fungal is not enough because the Zerglings aren't even able to close the distance against a hail of bullets. The second fungal will do it. And everyone's dead. So... ByuN has 1,100 gas in the bank. Dark is getting his Vipers. It's gonna be Ultras. Oh my. Well. One queen. There could only be one. Ghost Academy's on the way this time, though. So, we will be seeing more late game potential than game number 1, which feels like years ago. Bio trying to clear up the creep, but Dark has mostly been able, especially like with those early Zerglings. This is the result of not having the Hellions and not really having the Banshees there to deny the creep. He's now over halfway across the map, all across it. So, driving the creep back at this stage when it's metastasized so far is quite an effort. But he's starting to work on it. Chitinous plating on the way. Researching Ghost Cloak is ByuN. Spire. Looks like we're getting everything here. The Bio Army, he picks up. Where did that Infestor go? Ah! There it is. Just waiting. We'll get Neural Parasite. He doesn't have it, right? No. Ghost on the way. Dark starting to bank money. Parasitic Bomb, all hands. Oh, wow. Yeah, they all die. That was brutal. I guess it's better they all die at once instead of piecemeal. Not sure about that one. Interesting commentary. But the Infestor nudging up. That tank feeling a little awkward, but not sure why. Plenty of tanks out there, by the way. 9... Is that 9 tanks? 10 tanks? Building 2 at a time. Ravager Baneling, though, lining up outside of... And there's a turret. Well, Fester dead. The rocks again! Not again! Neural Parasite now on the way. Ultraless speed. Rocks everywhere. There's only like 6 of them on this map. It's doable. After surviving the Crimson Court, 1 set of rocks no longer scares me. That's not so hard. Oh. Well, another command center taken down, but 3 more factories? That is quite a revolution now. Looks like we're gonna do a bit of a bio-curious build as he swerves in towards mech. Usually you see more starports. But it looks like ByuN want to try something a little bit different here. He's got +3 mech weapons on the way. ByuN is entrenched now. He's got 13 siege tanks. In fact, his bio army is 8 Marauders, 13 Marines, 7 Ghosts. And now he's building Thors. So he's not even bothering with really trying to get too aggressive here. But instead is working on that full mecha army. But Dark is trying to bash his way in. The Banelings, meet with the siege tank line. And while Banelings never want to survive for long, they just kind of die. It looked okay for Dark. ByuN maybe needs to stop building his command centers at the front, but then you realize he has 3 more command centers in the main, adding more and more. Okay, ByuN. All right, he's building 5 more command centers. His command centers per minute is now reaching over 1. The Ghosts get their snipes. Building armor. High-sec auto-tracking. Fungo catches some of the Ghosts. More EMPs. Another Ghost down. Brood Lords on the field, though. Fusion Core on the way. Though I seriously doubt battle cruisers are the target. Thor is here, starting to blast through. The Vipers could have ducked, but Vikings are also out. So not a lot of great choices here for Dark. Another round of Banelings is kind of a giveaway that Dark wants to. There's just a planetary out. Oh my god. Well, how many Broodlords? 9 Broodlords. Is that enough? Double Parasitic Bomb. He quarantines the Medivacs. Medivacs almost obsolete at this point, only for healing the Ghost. Hellbat's trundling down. Banelings get a surprising amount of Thors in the splash damage. Down go 3 of them. I lied, it was 2. Another Viking taken out. So, ByuN, well, Dark actually ends up getting more gas destroyed out of that exchange. So, if he can continue that effort, if he can continue trading minerals for gas, that is a winning strategy over time. It's painful, it's difficult, there's a lot that could go wrong, but it's a good start. As Dark now has every base on his side of the map, and he's working. Oh, I'm sure he's going to start working towards ByuN's. That planetary is still holding. One very brave, but not nearly strong enough SCV trying to repair it. Not going to work out. Transfusions across the board. ByuN finally trying to expand towards the north side, but a Zergling, it's far too cute. And Dark borrows a Thor. His favorite unit to counter Thors with. So, ByuN now more heavily invested into the Ghost. How many factories? He's got 5 factories. He's got 9 orbital commands. There's like 15 command centers right now. Nidus Worm detected at the back of the natural. Dark, still 8 Broodlords. 7 Broodlords. Infestor pops out, just whips out some fungals, takes out another Ghost. Nidus unleashed. I don't think ByuN really realized, and Dark didn't really expect it to do much. Just a distraction mostly at this point, kind of like a nuke launch. Something to keep him busy. The Banelings are rolling in. Kill the Planetary. Get some of the Thors. Gonna lose a couple more of the Broodlords. The Ghosts are starting to really stack up the damage, but the Zerglings, the Ultras are actually kind of boxed in here, but they're gonna chew their way out. And we're still some roaches left over. The Ghosts are gonna line up the shots. Get back into the Nidus. All right, the escape Nidus. Another Nidus in the main. The Zerglings just ran into the main. It's been 15 minutes, but we're back. And he could potentially pop out the Ultras on top of the Ghost, but that's a risky move indeed. The Nidus, the Broodlord's raining down, tries to save it, doesn't work out. Another Nidus in the main. Gonna have to deal with that. Dark continues the onslaught. There are multiple Ultras in the Nidus. Kills 22 SCVs and counting. The Planetary under attack. Going to be chopped to pieces by the Ultralists. The Broodlords are all taken out here. So the main fight. The Broodlords are taken down. 2 Swarm Hosts on the way. I can't tell if that's Ricky the Accidental Swarm Host or the start of Sir Richard and his brethren. I want to say that's a double Accidental Swarm Host the way this series has been going. But who knows? The Ghosts trying to fight unsieged tanks with Ultralists, but the Ghosts and the unsieged tanks are actually quite good. Some of the highest DPS against armored units, single target. It's just usually their siege mode is the more effective one. So, Dark has now lost 2,000 more gas and 2,000 more minerals. But he's mined 3,000. Oh, he just consumed it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say, he just consumed his hatchery. Dark! So that is the kind of series we're having right here. Dark just consumed his gold base to death with his Vipers. Which there's no... Yep. Wow. It's been a while since we saw that one. That actually hurts. That was a lot of his income. In fact, he still got like 20. I wonder if ByuN's wondering. He's like, I didn't kill that. Did he know about the gold? Well, we can't see it now because he just scanned, but. These two are just freestyling. They're having fun with it, but also... Wow, what a mess. The Zerglings, he's just gonna run down the Hellbats. Split to deal with it. The Ultra, though, shot down in the center lane. Can't believe he consumed his own hatchery. Dark. Dark is actually running out of minerals. Would be nice to have, you know, a gold base. Okay. Simmer down. There are now 13 Broodlords, only 1 Ultra. He seems to be doing waves of Ultras and Broods. And there's 19 Ghosts on the field, which is enough to counter gestures wildly at Zerg. You're like, well, oh, but he neural parasites some Vikings. Now, technically, the Zerg are controlled by a Ghost, so... Or at least they were. I'm not sure where we are now, technically, but... Well, the Broodlords are working through. The Hell Ghosts over here. The Ghost Bats. I don't know. This is a mess. Well, the Brood Lords are working their way through even more ghosts, but not enough infestors, and there come the EMPs. There's no detection, which means the ghosts will just gun down the Brood Lords. But ByuN doesn't really have any... I guess he has the bottom right corner. That is his only mining base. Dark is starting to dry up, but he's got like 4 mining bases. So he's still... Well, it's hard to compete with mules. The Mule Canyon. So... I'm sorry, but... they were definitely accidental swarm hosts. The jury is in. Guilty. Well, that's a lot of dead drones. So you can't really afford to be rebuilding drones at this stage either. There's not that much left. The Hellbats are chasing him down. The ghosts need to cloak. They won't, because this fight is happening. Fungal goes over the top, doesn't land on the ghost in front, kills another brood. Hellbat ghost army. This is... Yeah, but the Zerglings! I don't even know if those were off the Nidus. He just has a Nidus here. More Banelings rolling in. The ghost firing out the Ultras. Now, Hellbats only cost minerals. So that is a very key. The Ultras just chew their way through. There's still a Liberator here, taking big shots. It's a bloodbath. I mean, the Thors, Infestors on the run, ByuN down to 100 supply. Hellbats to the north. ByuN at 22 FCVs. Dark still has plenty of income here. But another Ultra goes down. The Mules will drop to save the base. To save the base! Ultra's being chased out. One Ultra at, like, barely more than that HP. And he will save it. Oh my god, he's stuck on a turret. The Ultra got stuck on a turret and will stop to kill it. Which may cost it its life. Oh my, what was that? Was it a Hellion? Oh, and the 4 HP. What a hero. It makes it home. And now, they've battered each other down under 150 supply. But neither has been able to lay down the killing blow. ByuN has a huge army right now, but he's running out of mineral patches. There are 2 mostly untouched bases to the north-left side. Wow, I just said north-left. Which, you know, feels appropriate for the style of gameplay we've seen in this series. Which is technically correct, but oh so wrong. The Mules... I don't even know what he scanned. He scanned on top of his own base. Is that a Hellbat drop? He pops out. You can't neural parasite medevac with units in it, which is quite oh my god, just similar. Oh, does he not have enough fungals to kill them? Are you kidding me right now? Is that working? Is he gonna kill an Ultra? Are you trying to come in for... Well, wait, where did all this supply come from for ByuN? I guess, yeah, he just dropped them. He's at 163. Dark is, well, he's now gonna start to mine from ByuN's side of the map. God, feels like they're both just exhausted now. He really... Dark cannot allow ByuN to expand again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Dark didn't have adrenal glands this whole time. Well, that is a big deal. That's a big mistake. The planetary targets the Ultra, doesn't get it in time. The tank! The tank! Oh, where did the Ultras go? The SCV provides vision. Oh, EMPs. The exchanges continue. They're maxed out again. probably for the last time. Dark has the base in the top left. But ByuN has more army supply, as he just doesn't have very many workers. I can totally believe it's come to this, but oh my god. How many orbitals? 9 orbitals. Yeah. Venn scan, Venn scan. He can probably launch 2 scans at a time, most of the time, and still be fine. It's absolutely sublime. Like and subscribe. Yikes. Wow, Dark actually... Okay, I take it back. Dark didn't take this base. This is untouched. There's like some somebody mined one of the patches for 10 minerals. That's actually... feels like kind of an oversight by Dark. But here we go. Blinding cloud on the tank in front. Huge blinding cloud on the Thors. Here come the Ultras. Massive fungal behind. The Banelings rolling through. Ultras chewing what they can. But Dark is just rolling. The last Ultra sniped out. A Thor is taken down. And ByuN is beaten back to his natural. But Dark is running out of units here. Well, oh, there still goes. And at the end of the day, well, that attack looked amazing. Dark just taps out with a supply lead. He gives a slash, like the sad face GG. But is it over? Is that an early one in this sort of game? Oh. ByuN just took another base. And Dark, and there's still 9 ghosts. So the answer is probably. Huh. Well, I guess we're going to game number 5. With that abrupt, yet dramatic ending. So, okay. After 2 of the new maps, it appears we have 3 old maps in a row. Site Delta will be the decider. Not sure how to follow that one up. But what an exhausting game. And it really looked like Dark could take it home. But ByuN just didn't die. And honestly, while there was still probably some fight left, Dark was going to have the same or less stuff against still ghosts. So that lack of adrenal glands. This has been a mess of a series, but an evenly matched one. As both of them still incredible players, but clearly freestyling it here. Well. No comments. Honestly, I think they're just tired. They're no Clem, Max Pax, Rainer. These players are, I believe Dark is 28 and ByuN is 30. Which, no longer, I might be wrong. Maybe ByuN's a little younger. But, so, almost a generational gap between them and the Zoomers who are taking over Europe. But still, some good games for the fans. I'm not even gonna pretend like, is this ByuN? It's just like, how about I go command center? Okay, it's not a command center first, but just 3cc. Hey, 3cc before second Rex. It's almost disrespectful, but also standard. So disrespect can be standard. And believe it or not, ByuN's gonna add on not 1, but 2 more racks behind. And he's gonna make... I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Marines. We'll see if I'm right. Wow, Dark kind of gambles and just sends the OB in. And he's gonna... Is this time for a comment? What are you up to over here? 3 CC, 3 Rex. The only thing that would have been greedier is 2 NG bays before additional Rex. Dark is slapping down 2 more gases. This is way early for 2 more gases. Bane Nest or Roach War in Dark? What's it gonna be? Oh my god. Bane Nest. He's just gonna bust him.
Hell, it's about time.
Will it work? It's the most obvious strategy. It is an incredibly old style of dealing. It is one of the first cheeses in StarCraft 2. In Wings of Liberty. 14 years ago. Oh my god, he got the creep tumor though. He lost the Reaper. So ByuN going to wall off with engineering base. Where are you going? ByuN! Come, ByuN! Go, where? Didn't COVID teach you anything about going outside? Does Dark just cancel the Banes? Like, ByuN is incredibly ambitious. A scan, he spots the gas. And the fact that Dark is building so many, well, of course it's Banelings. He's actually going to target down a few of them. Does he bother with taking out the depot? Oh, he morphs a Baneling on it, just busting through. That's it. He's just done. It's over. Like, ByuN, he doesn't have a wall. You greedy Terran. I need Dark to dance his Zerglings. Well, actually, he has 3 CC, so as long as he has SCV, like, Dark actually does need to kill a few more workers in order to make this worth it. Wow, this is, you know, he's only up 8 workers here, which, the amount of damage you can sustain and recover when you have 3 CC. Dark now regretting that he didn't actually go through the depot. What? ByuN halts! But at what cost, of course, but the refinery will. $17 more Bane should do it. There are 4 Marines, so it's gonna take some. Yeah, it's gonna take some pretty solid micro to have 4 Marines counter 17 Banes. Dark is coming. And he just goes for the bunker. And, well, it's dancing time. GG! Dark just slams through the front door and explodes his entire house. Which, that is the decisive, dramatic, and completely anticlimactic ending that I expected with how this series has been going. Wow. And then it just kind of, we have a 25-minute or whatever game, back and forth, incredibly close after these ridiculous games, but then we get back to whatever that was. So that was certainly a more dynamic series than we're used to. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made your day a little bit better. You know, the unexpected is good in this advanced age of StarCraft 2. Seeing something new. Or at least something a little bit different always gets me excited. So, if you got the means and motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon, YouTube membership. But I hear liking and subscribing is still free for now. And if you haven't yet checked out the second channel for streams, more content, if you somehow have more hours in the day, I won't judge, but I'll direct you over there. Winter Gaming TV. Otherwise, check out Recommended. That helps out the most if you want to watch more casts. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.